Yo, what's up, team? Your boy J3 is back in the building. I got a special guest for you guys today.
What's up, folks? It's the one and only Savage Jackson, aka the Icon. How y'all doing today?
What up, bro? Thanks for coming by.
Yes, man.
We just got back from watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
A Quentin Tarantino directed and written film.
Yes.
This is a spoiler review.
Of course.
So if you haven't seen the film yet, you really don't have no business being here. But if you just want to go in the journey with us and reminisce about this epic movie that we just seen, which I kind of want to leave right now and go back and watch again, then you're more welcome. Yeah. But there are spoilers in this review.
And if you don't want to do that, and if you do happen to turn off, just come back and pick up where you left off.
Pick up where you left off, G. All right, so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio,
Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and I say Al Pacino. He was like the fourth one with the most time.
Who
had more time? Who had more time besides them three?
Nobody. But Al Pacino was a guest. You could call him a guest star.
That nigga starring, he's in there, bro.
Yeah, he's in there.
He had more time than anybody else besides him. But anyway, let's go. This going in watching this film, man.
Yeah, going in the film surprised me a bit.
Right. Why? Why you say that?
I thought it would focus more on the Manson murder stuff.
Got you.
And I'm kind of glad that it didn't. I was happy to just follow Rick and Cliff and their life and see what was going on and seeing Hollywood through their eyes. I thought that was tight. Because you don't really get a backstage view of Hollywood like that.
Got you.
So that was interesting. And it how do I say it? And seeing certain people pop up was good. Because I didn't really follow the film. I knew it was coming. I knew when it was coming.
Yeah.
But I didn't follow the news too heavy about it because I didn't want to know. I wanted to go in surprise. So seeing certain people like Al Pacino pop up was good to me. Seeing him and Luke Perry, R.I.P. Seeing them in there, man, that was pretty cool, bro.
All right. Be honest with you guys. Since day one watching the trailer, I was already sold on this film. It has my number one actor of all time in this film, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, as he plays Rick Dalton, and it has one of the heartthrobs of Hollywood, Brad Pitt, in this film, and one of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood at this moment, Margot Robbie. When I seen those three, I was like, I'm sold. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. So, this film did not disappoint me one bit. I knew what I was getting when I seen Quentin Tarantino directed and written by. This man is a genius. This man is dope. And that's all I gotta say right there. With that, let's get into this review, baby. C, man. How you want to handle this? You want to talk about your pros? You want to talk about your cons? What you want to do?
First and foremost, the biggest pro of them all was the casting. The casting is phenomenal.
Right.
I'm not the biggest Margot Robbie fan, but I enjoyed seeing her in this. She was doing her hippie thing in here, and you could tell she was having fun. I like that, right? And then Leo. I swear to God, Leo's had some of the best freaking scenes I've ever seen in this movie, bruh. Leo just his stuff as Rick Dalton was just phenomenal, bruh. The stuff with the little girl, the freak out in the trailer, bruh. I was like, damn, bruh. And then he and the scene where he was like, line, and then he cuts back, and he goes immediately back to his position. Yep, and he's backing it he's backing it like nothing happened. Like that's tight,
acting.
Bro. Yeah,
that's acting. Very believable. God damn.
Yeah, man, and it was and Brad Pitt was just a man in that movie.
Godly.
Man. He was just doing manly shit, and it's been it sucks to say that because you shouldn't have to say that, right? But Brad Pitt was a man in that movie, right? He's getting up on on roofs and fixing antennas and stuff. You know, that's cool.
With moccasins on.
Yeah,
I'm buying some now.
And then you know he takes his shirt off for the ladies to squill. But even still, he's knocking niggas out, bruh. Like he's like, yo, do what I say or consequences.
Yeah.
I like that, and he was just a good friend in that movie too, bruh.
Yeah.
And you know,
one of the best type of friends you can have, especially an actor.
They was because he went in, he became a stunt double, and you know before long they was hanging out, they became friends, and even when the going was bad for Leonardo DiCaprio's Rick Dalton, he was still there. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Yo, I'm with you, I'm rolling with you," and they were just friends. They had been, and I think they had transcended friends and became brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was tight, bruh.
I agree. This is probably well, let's just keep it 100. Quentin Tarantino has the best casting out of any film I've ever seen, besides Tombstone. Tombstone, iconic. But the way he chooses these actors to play in these roles, he just brings the best out of every last one of them. And I didn't think I could see someone like Brad Pitt just be so fucking phenomenal as Cliff Booth. Leonardo DiCaprio as Rick Dalton. Like, bravo. These two just clicked. And their journeys in their acting was just so freaking believable. I'm like, God damn, why are you doing this to me? Because now I gotta go back when I leave this movie. I gotta sit in reality and know that we got whack actors on screen now. Mm-hmm. I sit back and I look at myself like, God damn, this sucks. You know why? Because they're getting old.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is whack, bro. Because these motherfuckers just outdid themselves. Brad Pitt, to me, Leonardo DiCaprio was my boy number one. But to me, Brad Pitt was that dude in this movie, man.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, you're going head up with Leonardo motherfucking DiCaprio. Last time I seen that was Catch Me If You Can. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. You see two iconic actors going head up with each other. And Leonardo DiCaprio is iconic for his acting. Yeah. Brad Pitt is good, don't get me wrong, but he's more of a heartthrob, the sexy guy, you know what I mean? He does his thing. But I'm looking at you like, damn, bro, you're not letting you ain't lying. You are his double. His double. His dare. What's it called? His stunt double. You is a stunt double, man. Because I'm like, damn, you're like right underneath this motherfucker. God damn.
It goes to shows it shows the range of Brad Pitt's acting. I think we as a community we don't give certain actors the credit that they deserve.
Yep.
And you know, Brad Pitt has been famous since we were kids, right?
Yeah. And
Leo too, but you know, Leo's celebrated for his acting. And when you think Brad Pitt, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but you know, you think his smile and you think his looks.
Yeah.
And you know, me personally, I think Mr. and Mr. Smith, and I think Fight Club, you know, and things of that nature. Yeah. And that don't.
And Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. And
it's what it
you
is.
had to throw it out there.
It is.
You know. And Oceans, don't forget Oceans.
Yeah.
Right? And but with that in mind, that don't necessarily it don't require the type of acting performance that some of the work that Leo has put in has required.
Yeah.
And so I think that doing this and being able to stand there and go toe to toe with Leo, it definitely showed, hey, bro, y'all underestimated.
He ain't no scrub in his acting game. I'll tell you that much.
Shout outs to freaking Brad Pitt, man.
Hey, Brad Pitt is, man, look, he's my favorite character in this movie.
Yes.
Cliff Booth was just that dude. There was a lot of familiar faces, special guests, people just popped in, and I thought that was really cool, you know. It's one guy, though, I think did a really good job, and that's Mike Mao.
Bruce Lee?
He played Bruce Lee. I use my hand, you know what I mean? And it's a spoiler. He was really freaking dope. He was tight as Bruce Lee. And from what we know of Bruce Lee, he did exactly what Bruce Lee would do. Right? So I thought that was really clever on how Quentin Tarantino was able to direct that and write that scene in there. And there's a scene where you see Cliff Booth like laugh at Bruce because Bruce is just yapping at the mouth on how epic he is. And Cliff is like drinking what kind of milk was that?
Some old thing that's discontinued.
Yeah, it's some milk, whatever. But he's drinking some milk, and Bruce Lee's like, is there something funny?
Oh, wait, yeah, because he said, because he was talking about boxers.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he said, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
they don't let me be that way. And he said, then,
because Bruce Lee said
he brings up Cassius Clay and Joe Foreman.
Yeah.
And somebody asked him, so you think you could take Cassius Clay? And he's like, it will never happen. And they're like, but really, could you take him? He's like, I would cripple him.
Yeah. And
Pitt starts laughing immediately.
Pitt starts laughing. And Bruce's like, what? Get out there.
What?
and they have a standoff, which I thought was freaking dope.
Yeah.
So Bruce Lee comes, he does, whoa! He does his thing, and he kicks Cliff like, bow! Cliff like, Brad Pitt takes it like, oh my god damn.
Stunt double.
Stunt double. And then he says, do that again. And Bruce Lee goes to do a leap, and he grabs Bruce Lee and throws this nigga to a car.
Dits the whole side
the fucking whole car, bro. That shit was tight, bro. Bruce Lee what the fuck? And then he goes head up with Cliff. Cliff is hanging. And that was Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's hanging. Oof, oof, oof. Like, I'm like, damn. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. This is filmmaking right here. This is writing right here, bro. This is directing. Brad Pitt was tight in this movie, man.
Yeah. Tight in
this freaking movie, man.
Like, Brad Pitt had a bunch of epic stuff that he did.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say he was a man, because he was doing man shit. It wasn't no punk outs or none of that.
Yeah.
The tire scene. The tire scene. When he goes to the car and he finds a knife in the tire.
Yeah, and he goes to one of the Manson's
and he's on
flunkies.
Yeah. And he looks at him, he's like, yo, did you do this? And dude starts laughing, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, he pulls out the spare tire and the tools, he's like, now fix it. Dude laughs. No words, just approach him dead in the face. But
multiple times.
Yeah, but that was the first time. Dude looks up, he's cracked again.
Cracking the shit.
Yep.
With moccasins.
Yes. Right? And then so the girls come and they see and they're trying to rush, and he's like, yo, y'all take another step back, I'm gonna break him really good.
This motherfucker up. And made this nigga change his tire, bro.
But first he picked him up again by his hair, looked at him, and hit him one more time.
God damn, he was tight.
Then he was like, now change it.
Now change his tire, bro.
He was like, can I get a rag for my face? Tire first, then your face.
Man, like Brad Pitt did his thing in here, but he wasn't, like I said, Leo, look, if you want to go acting, right? Leo obviously was the best. But to see Brad Pitt hang like that without being left aside, bro, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino have a standoff in the talk, bro, at the table with Al Pacino breaking down like you're a washed up actor, bro. You work for me. I can help you get a couple of dollars in your pocket. I know your levels. I know what you can do. I love this film you did, bro. I love all this and just seeing those two go toe to toe, iconic scenes right there. Leonardo DiCaprio was tight in this movie.
Yes.
Freaking dope. A washed up, drunk actor, bro.
Yeah.
With just sitting there like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
How do I handle this shit?
And it's tight.
Phenomenal.
It's tight because it set it up in the very beginning of the film. Right? In the very beginning, it sets you up telling him where he has the realization that he's washed up.
Yeah.
So it's like, because Al Pacino tells him, like, yeah, bruh, what they're doing.
Because he didn't really know in the beginning.
He didn't. He just thought it was part of the process.
Yeah, he didn't. He couldn't. He didn't accept it yet.
Yeah,
like he knew, but it was kind of like in the back of my head.
Yeah, it took another man, somebody who's in the business side of the business, to be like, yo, what they're doing to you, bro.
That's just Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Hollywood's way of getting rid of you.
Yeah,
and like that, he walked out. He was like, bro, my career's over, bro.
My career's fucking over, dude. You know, like
yes.
His Leonardo DiCaprio did such a great job of acting in this movie as an actor acting in the movie.
Yes.
It was like I didn't know at some points I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. Like he's sitting at the table and he's like lying, and I'm like, yo, like it was one part where I thought the film had messed up.
Yeah.
Like I thought the projector jacked up or something, but it was just him acting. He was just so fluent in his character, man. So believable, man. That's why you number one.
Yeah, and he
never disappoints.
He had fleshed out the character so that you believed it was a real person. Certain mannerisms that he would do, right? Because we as people we do certain things when we enunciate or when we like anything we gesture and he had all of that. He brought it all.
He had the shake, the hacking, the tears. He would break down. He was on the edge. It was just so phenomenal. And then you had Brad Pitt's character Cliff, who was just so mellow.
Yeah, so
mellow, man. And knowing about him, like the rumor in Hollywood, Kurt Russell plays like a grip or a stunt double.
No, he's like a manager. He's
management. Yeah, he has his own stunt double team.
Yeah, it's a stunt team. Right.
So Leonardo DiCaprio, which is the star, he's trying to get his boy Cliff in, but Cliff is like blackballed in Hollywood because there's a rumor that he killed his wife, and that shot. This is why Quentin Tarantino's tight. Mm-hmm. That shot of his wife just japping at the mouth, and this fool has what kind of gun was that? That was one of those fishing guns or something.
It wasn't a spear gun.
Damn, I can't think of the name. It was a spear because you put a spear.
Oh, so then when it was a spear gun.
Yeah, something like that. But it's for underwater fishing. Yeah. And he rumored he killed his wife.
Yeah.
So he's like blackballed in Hollywood and stuff like that, and just seeing Leonardo DiCaprio try to get him a job. And knowing that no one wants to work with him, and then seeing Kurt Russell, the iconic actor he is, bruh, this was just phenomenal, man. The acting was dope.
And it's, the characters, you could tell that people still had a lot of respect for Rick Dalton, people in the industry, and because like it wasn't just Al Pacino and Kurt Russell, it was actors that he would run into, and they were like, damn, that's him,
yeah,
right. And I think that because he had been going through the system, he was like, yo, I'm being punished because I did this and it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And he was like, TV land is punishing me.
Yeah.
And, but people in the industry still had a lot of respect for him. And I thought that was tight because they showed you. It was like actors it would be a break in the scene and actors would come to him and they'd be like, bro, I grew up watching you. And you could see the fan come out of the actors in regards to him. Like,
it made it very believable.
Yeah.
You'd think this shit really happens in real life. Like it was just the way they put it all together was just phenomenal, and I really appreciated how Quentin Tarantino was doing that. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta talk about this writing.
Go ahead.
This writing is some of Quentin Tarantino's best work till date. Like the dialogue, the story. Like Quentin Tarantino took an actual factual historic piece. And Quentin Tarantino likes to do these things, but he always puts his own little twist at the end. So it's like Quentin Tarantino makes some of his movies when they're actual like historic fact, it's a what if situation, right? Which I love when he does that because he builds up so well to that point where you're like, honestly, because you know how it's supposed to end,
yeah.
But I don't know how he's going to end it. So I'm sitting here like, damn, man, I'm like, I hope this works out, man, because this is, August 9th or something? 1969? And we know that's the day Sharon Tate, which is played by Margot Robbie, she's pregnant, like 9 months pregnant or something, and the Manson family comes and gets her and kills her. You know what I mean? And four other people in the house or something like that. Yeah. So we're like sitting here and we watch this journey of a retired, like not a retired, but a has-been actor, and the way he wrote it was, let's make Rick Dalton live right here.
Yeah, right next door.
Right at the borderline before you can go to Sharon Tate's house. Mm-hmm. Right? And let's make a what if the Manson family ran into him first.
Yeah.
They had a mission, but they ran into him first.
And they ran into him?
Well, I don't want to go on to it. I'm just breaking down the story for him. So They ran into him first, and I love the way that journey went to that level because you had Cliff, which was the first encounter to the family. Mm-hmm. He asking questions. Who are you guys? What is this? How is this? What's going on? You know what I mean? He's asking questions, leading to recognizing certain members of the Manson family. I love the way he handled that property.
Yeah,
that right there is what I call clever writing. Quentin Tarantino is one of the best writers in Hollywood, and he needs that freaking respect. Because, you know what? I ain't seen a lot of films where they're able to do that and really make it tight.
He ain't lying.
Like, that was freaking phenomenal. Shout out to Quentin for that, man.
No, because and the way, because the introduction to the Manson family was unknowing to us, was a character by the name of Pussycat, right? So she's how do I best describing her to you guys if you haven't seen it is is Megan Fox in Transformers 1.
Hell no, bro.
No, I'm just saying, eye candy.
Oh no, she was sexy.
Yeah,
she was hot. She was hot.
Right, because when you first see her, she's that's all your her and Brad Pitt are exchanging looks, and she's hot. She's with a band of girls, and you don't know what the hell's up with these
homeless hippies, bro.
Yeah, they're hippies.
They dirty.
Yeah, and they're dumpster diving. They were literally dumpster diving.
So realistic.
Yeah, and so but that's how he met her. Like and you see her, she interacts with people. She interacted with Margot Robbie's character. Because she's doing her hitchhiker thing, and then eventually things work out where her and Brad Pitt or Cliff, he's like, okay, I'll give you a ride. And the place that she's staying at is the place where he used to shoot his show.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, I'm very familiar with the place.
Yeah.
And I think when she told him that, he was red flags immediately went off because he's like, wait a minute.
Wait, because the guy that runs the ranch is named George, and George rented the ranch out to the studio when he used to work on Rick Dalton's old show, Bounty Law, and so
he was very familiar to Cliff.
Yeah,
and Cliff knew what type of person he was, and he was like, yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, because this nigga don't like hippies and shit.
Yeah.
But then it's just the way he set up. It's like it's like. You have Quentin Tarantino is the type of mind, like when he is long gone and old, people try to relive his mind. Like that's the type of mind that you put in a museum or something.
Yeah.
Like the way he thinks.
Futurama.
He exactly Futurama. He plants it's like he has an idea. All right, I'm gonna write about old Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then he webs that bitch. With just stories of everybody. It's like you're watching the stories without the story filling. You have multiple people. You have a Sharon Tate story of her going to watch her movies. Yeah. She has this relationship with her new husband who's a big time director. She lives in Hollywood. She's we don't know if she's a hippie or was she just a free spirit person.
She's new to the scene because she just did what probably was her first movie.
Yeah.
She wasn't really famous yet. People really didn't know who she was. Right, like she had to tell somebody, "Oh, I'm in this movie. I'm this person." So and then you
get someone like Rick, who we see as a washed up actor, and then we have his web that connects to Cliff, who's a washed up stunt double, and then you back it out, and you have Al Pacino's character, who was a director for Italian films,
producer
for Italian whatever producer.
Same difference, I get you.
For Italian films, and then you have this. Everything leads around this one scene. And then you have the Manson family. We get a little take on the Manson family. Then we have old Hollywood. And then you have Cliff, who opens the door for more Hollywood, Fox Studios, you know what I'm saying? And he's on set doing these shows, these scenes and stuff on Green Hornet, you know what I mean? And that's why he meets Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying? And you see this web of just stories that could be true. And that's the brilliant part about it because most of it's true, and most of it's not.
Yeah, what's true and what's not.
Yeah, great
aside
writing.
From the obvious.
Yeah,
right.
Great writing.
Yeah, the dialogue was. I love the dialogue. It was at certain points it was just blunt and raw, and I love that. Like, damn, this is refreshing. Like
too refreshing. God damn, like it. I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to give Quentin Tarantino another dub to go watch that movie again, bro. This movie was freaking dope. Like God damn.
They just it got to the point where people there was no subtleties in certain things. Like they just came out and said what they wanted to say at certain points. Real talk. So you get this scene. You got Brad Pitt sitting in the car driving on his way to.
Let me do it, man. It was too dope of a scene. All right, so this is what it is. Sorry, man, but this shit was just hot. All right, so throughout this movie, Quentin Tarantino places a young lady by the name of Pussycat, sexy name for a sexy actress. The way they set it up was Cliff has been driving around Hollywood, and he noticed the Manson family. We don't know that we know they're the Manson family, but he doesn't know they're the Manson family. So he sets it up where it's this young, beautiful, youthful woman. So they always exchange eyes, hand signals. She's always looking for a hitch a ride. So this time, Cliff is going in the direction of her. So Cliff is at the stoplight. He eyes her, and she asks for a hitch. So we look at Cliff in the car, right? Quentin Tarantino. All right, Cliff, Brad Pitt, you're in the car. You're going to look to your left. You're going to see this young, vibrant, hippie girl with long black hair, very slim, nice booty, dirty feet.
Yes.
She's going to ask for a hitch, and you're going to welcome her in your vehicle.
Don't forget
now go
the
ahead.
Brad Pitt smile.
And the Brad Pitt smile.
The Brad Pitt smile.
The welcoming smile.
Yeah, the trademark.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so she gets in the vehicle and he hits the freeway.
Yes.
And they're cruising and he's going and he's switching lanes to get over to the carpool lane, I'm guessing. And out of nowhere she just goes, "So you want me to suck your cock while we're driving?"
Which was so freaking hot. All right, go ahead.
Right? And like mind you, you're thinking, oh, he's about to be like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, he looks at her and he pauses and he's like, "How old are you?" Like it, and that scene plays out, and that scene plays out how it plays out.
And she's like,
"Yeah,
no one's ever asked me that question."
Exactly.
Niggas just get head, don't even ask questions no more.
Exactly. And he grills her, he keeps drilling her, and eventually she says,
well, set the scene. She lays on this nigga's lap.
Yeah, she does.
Why he driving, man?
Lays right across his lap. Her arms go up and you see all this armpit hair she got.
Sexy.
But
she's a real woman.
Yeah, so they say that they do this scene because she's trying to stall and make him forget about asking her age. And eventually he gets it out of her. She says, "I'm 18. He's like, "Show me some ID." That's when she lays on the lap. Yeah, and then he's like, "Yeah, you can't show me ID because you're not 18. And so she goes, "So basically, I'm old enough to fuck you, but you're too old to fuck me."
Gangster.
Yeah.
Tight, bro.
Right?
The dialogue is just brilliant.
Yep, and that scene leads then to the Manson family plot and where they're at.
Cliff Brad Pitt did a phenomenal job.
Yes. Right?
How old are you?
Yeah. Like, and they had and that place was interesting because when he gets there, he's immediately on guard. He's looking around and he sees these. First it looks like it's deserted, and then he starts seeing young girls start showing up, but they're all dirty like her, right? They're cute but they're dirty. He's like, these hippie ass, and he don't like hippies. So he's looking at them, and the
hippies are like moochers and druggies and shit.
And so he's looking at him, and he's like, "Yo, does this person still live here? He just let y'all stay here?" Immediately suspicious. It didn't work out the way he thought it was gonna. It wasn't how he thought it was.
I'm surprised he got out alive.
Yeah, because I thought they were gonna do something, but at the same time they set it up. Because she was like, everybody's gone. They went to
Manson and went to San Bernardino
for like a festival or something.
Yeah,
right.
To recruit.
Yeah, so basically more slaves. He does that and he gets to the house that the dude lives in. And he's like, and the girl that's in there don't want to let him in, played by Dakota Fanning. And she doesn't want to let him in. He's like, "Look, I'm coming in, and this thing ain't gonna stop me."
Yeah.
Like, so she's like, "All right, fuck it."
He was just too. Cliff Booth is a type of character I fucks with, man.
Yeah.
Like that character needs to be in the new Johnny Quest film or something.
Cliff, yeah.
That type of character, like that demanding the screen.
Yeah.
That was just it was like brilliant writing, man.
Yeah,
brilliant writing.
Obviously, I liked all of the stuff in the Manson place because Cliff was brilliant there. Brad Pitt was brilliant as Cliff there, and then they go to Rome, or was it Rome?
What do you mean?
Well. So eventually, while Cliff is doing that, Leonardo DiCaprio is on set as Rick Dalton playing in a western thing. Yeah. And that's where you see some of the best acting that he does in the entire film.
Well, they obviously know that shit because they watching the review. But the writing is just that solid, y'all. Quentin Tarantino really wrote this film, and you could tell he took time to set these plots up, these situations. Some worked and some didn't. And I thought that was really dope on how he did that because, like I said, he's a master at that what if. His what ifs, like, I ain't gonna lie, like on some real shit, like M. Night Shyamalan needs to learn about how to do what ifs.
Yeah.
Cause the way he did this what if shit was just phenomenal because it was so believable, like it could have happened.
Yeah.
Well, it happened, but the ending didn't happen like it happened.
Yeah.
And the setups that led to that was just phenomenal. How they was able to put piece by piece together to all meet up at that one day, that one time, that one opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really brilliant with his writing.
Yes.
Another, I think we touched on the writing, you know?
Yeah, we did.
Another thing we got to stay on because Quentin Tarantino, his directing. This man, to me, is by far one of the best directors in Hollywood. And the reason why is because his journeys and his eye is so unique and different. Like, he's so detail-oriented. It's mind-boggling. I mean, all the way from a yellow acid-dipped cigarette.
Yeah.
And how that one element plays a big part of the final act.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this, the detail that this man gives you in his films are just so detailed oriented. It's phenomenal. Like, from dirty feet, from a footprint, to the way he walked, how he came in, to a book, to a hand gesture. It's just captivating because you know to follow his pieces in all his movies. If you don't know Quentin Tarantino, follow everything. If anything it stands out to the eye, pay attention to it. Because I'm pretty sure that's just going to end up somewhere in this story that's going to elevate the story to even more depth. It started with a freaking flamethrower.
Yes.
God, that was in a movie.
Yeah.
A flamethrower in a movie had a big part of the ending of a film.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, of brilliant directing and writing. That's when two come together and it's just phenomenal, bro.
It's like two things that you didn't like. You could have taken the flamethrower as a throwaway. If you're not familiar with them, you take it and you say, okay, that was tight. He got to learn how to do that for a film, and you don't think about it.
And they put that scene in it. I actually trained to use this flamethrower.
Yeah, and because and you think that's it, and then like you said, it turns around and it's reused later on. Same with the acid cigarette, actually. Yep. Because it's there, and low key, I kind of forgot about it. I wasn't, it's acid cigarette. I didn't think about it.
I paid straight. I said that shit gonna come tenfold.
Yeah, so
that's why I was worried when they got to that last act. I was like, oh shit, if he gets this acid cigarette, because I know the Manson stories. I'm like, yo, you gonna. I hope you don't dope my boy up, man. Yeah. And they get him, you know what I mean? I was worried about that.
I thought they were. When he,
well, I don't want to get into that yet, but I'm just saying as far as the director.
And I will say the way that he tells his stories visually, everything's compelling. Everything grabs your attention, and like you said, there's little details that he makes sure to get, and like from the way the theaters were set up back then, to the way lights were, the way people dressed and everything. Everything was detailed, and you actually felt like you were watching something that was actually taking place in that time period.
He did a real good job as far as basing the actual footage of Sharon Tate, Dean Martin in the film, and you see the real Sharon Tate, and you see Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate. So they look nothing. They look nothing alike, but you know that we're watching actual footage of the actual actress who died.
Yeah,
and we're seeing the Dean Martin scenes, how they were able to flip in certain scenes like Bounty Law, and you put Leonardo DiCaprio in that, merge him in that old cinema, and sound quality and the old television screens, and how all this stuff really worked together was just dope. I love the way they were able to put all this together. They spoke of Batman with Adam West. You know what I'm saying? They spoke of Green Hornet. They were able to throw in Bruce Lee, show him, come to life. He was able to really merge the history with the future into one film where it really clicked. I love that.
Yeah, man, and shout out to Tarantino, man. He did his thing.
Great director. Great director. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about, where directors and writing need to get nominated for Oscars. If Quentin Tarantino doesn't get nominated for writing, if he doesn't get nominated for directing, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't give a freak about how people feel about you. This movie, beat for beat, is probably one of the best directing writing films of this year. Beat for beat, as far as what I've seen, this by far destroys every Disney movie that came out this year. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to hear nothing else.
Man, it kind of destroys every movie that came out this year.
It really does. It's one of those type of films where you're like, damn, you learn something, the dialogue. I'll be honest, this movie's not for everybody.
No.
If you have a short attention span, it's not for you. Because the writing, the dialogue is what drives you in. He's giving you a blueprint. He's giving you that map of writing material. And you have to listen, pay attention. But at the same time, he's visually giving to you. It's a 2-part job watching this nigga movies. And it's so rewarding at the end. Oh my gosh, this mother freak is tight, bro. Yep. It's nothing else.
Yeah, because if you don't know Hollywood, a lot of stuff can fly right over your head. I found myself in some moments where something flew over my head, but it was fine because to me it was minor. It's tight because the way that he tells the story, it's so captivating, mm-hmm. right? You like in the beginning when you first come in, I think that was the only time where I was like really kind of like still out of it.
Yeah.
Because the movie was just starting on my phone, making sure my phone is on vibrate or whatnot, and as soon as I started paying attention to the movie, that was it. I didn't even look away. I blinked a couple times, but that's probably about it. Mm-hmm. I'm making up for it now.
I couldn't stop. Like I'm like this. It was just like destroying me. Mm-hmm. But that is a lot of. I'll say we're giving a lot of credit to this film. Do you have any cons, bro?
I see. That's the thing. I don't have too many cons.
Well, give me one.
It's gonna take a minute to think of it. I say too many, but because the cons are all on my end. If I didn't understand something, I know it's because I don't know.
Gotcha.
You feel me? So
So a con could be his writing, even though it was good, put you on a journey where you have to go back and pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah.
Got you. So I feel you on that. That can happen to most.
Yeah, and because take so if you don't know about the Manson murders, right? And you don't follow Hollywood, you don't really care about what happened back then because it was a long ass time ago, right? You're living your life, you're living in the here and now, whatnot. And you've got this character Sharon Tate. If you don't know who Sharon Tate is, the following her journey can be kind of like, why are we following her? She's not doing anything, and that's if you don't know who she is. If you know who she is, then you're interested and especially with the dates, because it's lining up to that point.
I'm gonna be honest, G. I disagree because he set the journey up so well. That's a Quentin Tarantino film where you shouldn't know much. You just need to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I think we're spoon-fed so much that becomes a problem now because people are so ready to get spoon-fed that he doesn't give you a spoon. He gives you the ingredients to make the food, and then hopefully you have a full meal at the end of this movie. Yeah. I respect that. I love that.
That's why I said my gripes are kind of with me and not with the film itself. So it honestly, there was one point where I did question, like, how long is this movie? Because I was sitting there, I was sitting there and I'm watching it, I'm tuned in, but I'm like, I'm noticing it. I'm not looking at the time, but I'm like, damn, it's been a minute. How long is this movie? Because I'm expecting like 120 minutes or something, but I could have sat there for another hour, right? It was a good movie, but I think because I was sitting there, and the problem with me for time was where I was sitting, and I know what it was. It's where I was sitting, who was beside me, and the way the seats were set up was not comfortable, bro. It was not comfortable.
I feel you. Hey,
shit, bro.
For me, bro, I was comfortable, bro. I didn't care. I didn't even realize the time until we got out. Mm-hmm. I said, "What time is it?" 7 o'clock. Damn. That shit was 3 hours. God damn, we was there for 3 hours.
It that's what I said.
Tight. Because the trailers are 20 minutes. So we was in there for 4 to 7:20.
Yeah.
We was in there for a minute. I was happy.
Yeah.
I really, man.
Because like I said, I could have sat there for another hour.
It was very.
Once the movie pulls you in, it pulls you in, and and I think the only thing that kind of pulled me out was when the dude next to me started shifting and he hit me, and I looked, and then I had to get comfortable again.
Bro, I was a fan sitting there. This is tight, bro. I love this shit. Yeah. I know him. Yeah, let's go. The audience. See, this is the thing. For me personally, I'm gonna be a million with you guys. Personally, I will have to watch this movie again to really find a con. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to watch this movie again to find a con. Because to me, after watching this film and the way I felt, this is a masterpiece. I have no gripes with this movie. The dialogue, the acting, the directing, the writing, the lighting, the stage, the grips, everything about this movie just was phenomenal. I have no gripes with this movie, and I will have to seriously watch it again, maybe 4 times, so I can really find something wrong with this movie. Maybe there's a cell phone in the background or something. I don't know. But I really have to look hard. And that's all I got to say on that. I got a question for you, C. Before we talk about the final act. Because I know you aching, because you keep leading to the shit, and I'm trying to
I know.
Because I know once we talk about that, ain't nothing else to talk about.
That shit was just so epic, bro. I mean,
besides the final act, name one scene that you just adored.
Oh man, I told you the Rick Dalton, the acting on the Western Pitt, the where he, because there's the trailer scene, and I love that.
Yo,
the trailer scene is fire, but my favorite is the one.
See how he got up, that passion from the movie right now. Go ahead, action.
My favorite though.
Go ahead.
My favorite was the lesson on acting that he gave when he does the scene, because we talked about it earlier, where he goes line and he's like, fuck, I forgot the line, and then he goes, like, they give him a hint, and he's immediately, while they're telling him the line, he's like, okay, I remember now, and then he goes and he's moving and he's sitting and he's going back to and resetting himself and all of that. That was that I took that as a lesson in acting, and that was tight, because and his delivery, like there was no change up in the delivery from the first time he did it to the second time he did it, right? So it was fucking epic. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio is up there, celebrated as one of the best to do it for a damn good reason. He is. But I'm talking about all time.
I got you. Right.
So he's celebrated for that for a damn good reason, and he showed you right there why. And I gotta give Mark fucking kind of credit for that shit, because that shit was fucking epic. That scene and then it's topped off. It's topped off by the little girl going, because he did it twice.
He did that one scene because he got mad at himself and he came back a G.
Yeah, and
pep talk to himself.
From there, because everything he did there was epic, right? And he goes, and you get that capped off by the little girl who says, "That was the best acting I've ever seen in my life." I was like,
beautiful.
And I was, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, me too.
Bro, when he threw her on the ground,
yeah,
bro, my God,
immediately after the scene, he was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, bro, like, I didn't throw you too hard.
And the director was like, "Yes, this is perfect." Yes. Oh my God.
Oh man,
great scene.
That was tight, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. One of my besides the final act, one of the best scenes in this movie, to me personally, was the Al Pacino shitting on what was his name? Marvin Schwartz or something like that. Shitting on Leonardo DiCaprio, Rick Dalton's career, but very politely, and the dialogue and breaking it down and how they were able to flip, because he would basically rub his ego but then shit on him. So he's rubbing his ego, shitting on him, talking about the films that he likes, that he loved him in, and things like that, and how they'll bounce back and forth from scene to scene, from old school, from the old cinema and back and forth. I just love that scene, and the way Quentin Tarantino was able to direct it and really bring it to life. I thought that was beautiful. One of the best scenes of the movie for me, because it just gave you so much and you understood who this actor, who this character was by the information that Al Pacino character was giving us. It was beautiful. He set that playing field up so well. I just was like, bravo. This was dope. And it was a little long, but it needed to be long. It needed to be stretched out. It couldn't be rushed because you needed to know who Rick Dalton was. So, we are here. The final scene. Act 3. Fire.
Yes.
There is no Quentin Tarantino film without gore and obsessive violence.
Yeah.
And I knew that shit was gonna come. I just thought it was gonna be on the good people gonna get it.
Yeah.
But can I set this scene up?
Go, bro.
So Rick Dalton goes to Italy. He takes Cliff with him. He does for 6 months. He does this Italian spaghetti western films, about 4 of them. He comes back home. And
with his new wife.
With his new wife, which was bad.
Yeah,
she has
was
the cake.
bad.
She was hot. She was hot. And at this time, they come back. Shit, stuff is different. You know what I mean? And I don't want to go too deep into that because I want to get stake on this. But long story short, that cigarette dipped into acid is still in there, and Cliff sees it, and he has a pit bull dog. Like
that dog is epic.
The dog is epic, trained to the T. And he goes and takes his dog for a walk. And then we see 4 members of the Manson family pulling up in a vehicle. And it's a raggedy Cadillac, I think it was, something like that, or Lincoln, something like that. It's very raggedy, making all this noise. Rick comes out, cusses the hippies out. They're there to kill Sharon Tate. Mm-hmm. But this is the cleverness of Quentin Tarantino. So he writes it where, what if they don't meet Sharon Tate? What if they go after Rick Dalton, a very known actor, and kill him instead? How will this play out, right? Yep. So the hippies come back to kill this nigga, and
they come back after they geeked out once they realized who he was.
Yeah, they realize who he is, and they come back to kill him. And at this time frame, he's outside with his music on, drunk as a skunk, and Cliff just smoked that whole acid cigarette. A cigarette dipped in acid, walking his dog. Mm-hmm. So the 3 Manson members come in there, bruh, and the rest is history. Oh, this is some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Let me set this. Let me do this real quick. So, yeah, he comes out and he curses them out or whatnot. Because mind you, Cliff and Rick are already messed up. They're T. They just got it back in town, and they're like, yo, and because he'd already told them while they was out. Look, I don't know what the situation is going to be back in the States. I might not be able to afford to keep you around, so this might be it. So they said, okay, we're gonna have one last night where we together and we're cool and we brothers and we just gonna party. Yeah. So you're drunk as a skunk. And so not only are they already lit, while Rick is over there making the drinks, Cliff says, "Okay, I'm gonna go walk the dog real quick."
Yeah.
And while they're doing that, the car with the Manson people,
did I just say that shit?
Hold on. Oh. Well, because while they're doing that, the car with the Manson people, it was 4 of them. One of them's like, "Yo, I forgot my knife. I need to go back and get it."
Oh yeah.
Dude gives her the keys, and she smooth gets it. She's like, "Okay, cool, thank you." Gets in the car, pulls off.
She's out of there, bro. Yep. She didn't want no part of that shit. And it was just epic, bro.
Yeah.
This motherfucker comes in, his character named Tex. He's actually a real factual character. Yeah. And he has a gun at Cliff face, and there's 2 other Manson members come in. Mm-hmm. And he basically, Cliff is high off this acid. He's effed up. But he has that dog, and the dog is well trained. Mm-hmm. And it was just dope, man. Yeah. The fatalities were just phenomenal, bro. Yeah. Quentin Tarantino just did a freaking dope job. He didn't disappoint one bit. Yeah. Seeing Cliff go and his dog attack that fool's arm, mm-hmm. and he got them balls, mm-hmm. and then that one chick, she runs up and he gets that can of dog food and just squat, nigga, bashed her whole face in, bro.
Yes.
And then the whole boom, boom, bah, ah.
Yes.
No. Which one? The redhead lived.
Yeah, that was Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, that wasn't Dakota Fanning. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was Dakota Fanning.
That was Dakota Fanning, huh? Yeah. She
Mm-hmm.
lived, and but the other two,
the other two got it.
The guy, because he killed the guy. He booted his face in.
He stumped his face in.
He stumped his face in.
But the other girl, because the other girl, that shit was crazy. So the dog, he pulls the dog off a dude, and the dog attacks the other girl while she's trying to crawl around and sneak up on him with a knife, from after getting her face smashed in with the can. He calls the dog off of her, right, and she stumbles outside into the backyard. The camera still stays with inside, and you see Dakota Fanning now. She runs and she tackles him, and stabs him in the side with the side of the hip with her knife. And he looks at it. He's not even phased. He's high as hell.
Yeah, he's high as hell.
Right, and he immediately proceeds to beat her face in.
He fucked her up.
Yes, bro. He fucked her up. And
yeah, she lived though, huh? Yeah.
No, she didn't.
She had to, because he said 2 died. He said 2 died.
Fuck. Well, because her face was smashed.
Because ain't no way.
He smashed her face in on the edge of a table. She was dead. She had to be.
Well, she ain't. She lived. Because honestly, she ended up living to try to assassinate President Gerald Ford.
That's a sorry state to live in, bro. She ain't trying to assassinate nobody after that point.
Well, she mad, you know what I mean?
But anyway, the other girl, the one the dog had fucked up, she stumbles outside,
screaming
and carrying on in full pain. Rick is out there with his headphones on and singing to his music and just vibing on the pool, and she stumbles into the water. He still don't hear her.
Yeah.
Until she starts busting off shots into the air. He turns and he sees her. She don't notice him. He stumbles into. Fuck, bro, that's just
look. The whole scene was tight because while she's in the water screaming, drowning, I don't know what the freak. Yeah. He comes out with that flamethrower, that same flamethrower that we talked about in the beginning. Yes. That flamethrower, and he basically roasts her, bro.
That shit was epic.
The fatalities were just phenomenal. Quentin Tarantino. Brilliant. Tight final scene, man. I loved it. I love this movie. This is my #1 film this year. This movie was tight. Let's give this thing a grade, G. What do you give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, bruh, an A, easily.
You give it an A. I'm gonna up you one. This is a masterpiece. From writing to music to directing to acting, to scenery. Very believable journey. Very satisfying from beginning to end. For me, no dull points in this movie. It's almost a 3-hour film and it never felt like it. It always kept you going. There was always something there. That is the beauty of writing and directing with beautiful acting and very good music, soundtrack, songs that make it very believable. Some of the most gorgeous women in this movie. And this is a masterpiece. I'm going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A+. First A+ of this year, I believe. Wow. Doesn't get no better than this. There's only one movie that could beat this film. And I don't want to speak on it because it's going to get me emotional. Yeah. But, yeah. This movie, bruh,
this is a definite 4K edition when that one comes out, bruh. And it's gonna be the steelbook if I can get it.
But I want to thank my boy C for coming through. This review was fire. We got a chance to let all that stuff out and talk about it. It really feels like when you go to school that Monday and you sit down and talk about the scenes you like. And I hope you guys enjoyed the way we reviewed it because it's just so much in it, man. Like I said, I gotta watch this a couple more times so I can find something wrong. But as of right now, bruh, this is a masterpiece. Love the dialogue. Can't wait to remember some of the dialogue scenes, man. Just phenomenal film. This is what I'm talking about. This is what filmmaking is all about. I want to give a big thank you to my Patreon. These exclusive spoiler reviews are for you guys and you guys only. You guys hold me down. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for my boy C for coming through once again. I'm J3, and we out.